Hey everybody, it's Brian with the Rock and Roll Shop Patrol. I'm here doing my first video. I wanted to do a shop tour, but my shop's not ready yet. So I did want to do a video on something pretty cool that I did. And it was inspired from this guy who has a channel called, I think it's Make Everything, and I'll put a link below in this video so you can find him. But he did this, I think he called it a heavy table. And it was this just super heavy steel table that he uses for welding and all kinds of stuff. And when I was putting my shop together, I wanted to have a central workplace. I have half of the shop is metal, so I do welding, welders, metal saw, that kind of thing. And the other half of the shop, which is for woodworking. So anyway, I wanted to have this really nice table to work from. So I was really inspired by his video because it was such a cool table that I did my own. He didn't have any plans or anything, so I basically just made it how I wanted it to be, and I had an addition to it as well. So let me set this camera up so that you can see it, and I'll give you a tour. I don't know why it makes it look like I'm looking at the camera that way, but I'm looking this way. That's probably because the camera lens is over there. Anyway, all right, hold on. Okay, here she is. It is a metalworking table with a welding table attached to it. So that table is 3/4 inch thick plate steel on top of 4x4 posts. Then I had some, I think it's 2x3 pieces here that I welded at an angle. And I put some super heavy duty casters. I think each one holds 1,200 pounds or something like that. So when I want to hold it still, what I do is I jack it up with a floor jack over here, and then you twist these little knobs to adjust the base, and you can make it go up on the wheels, which are over here, or like I have them now, set them down flat so it holds the work table stationary. As you can see, it's freaking solid. I don't know exactly how much it weighs, but I had to use a crane to get the plate off of my truck over there and put it onto the stand that I welded together. So it's freaking heavy. Now this piece here is I didn't make this. This is a prefab welding table from some company. There it is. I can't pronounce that, but anyway, it was in another video. I think Fireball Tools did a video where they had a table made by these guys, and it's extremely nice, and it was the exact same dimensions that I had for my steel here, so I think that was 36 inches, but it's perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect. So since we're over here, we'll just continue over on this side. So as you can see, I bought one of those Fireball forged vises, and I use this over here for welding and that sort of thing, and you can beat the hell out of it, which is great. It's a very, very strong vise. I love the fact that it had these holes it was manufactured to fit into a welding table, so I could bolt it all the way through on both sides, and it works wonderfully. As I do with every vise, I take off those stupid adjustment pieces that you can loosen it and twist a vise. I've never had to twist a vise in my life, and as you'll see shortly, I've restored quite a few myself. So I just bolt it down so that it doesn't move. It's much more effective that way. I also bought some of these. I don't know what they're called. They're like welding clamps, or yeah, welding table clamps, and you can put them in the hole here and hold pieces down. Like if I wanted to hold this down, I can hold it down here, and you screw it down tight, and it holds everything in place. These are great. I highly recommend these as well. I bought these off of Amazon. They were really, really nice. They're a lot better than the ones that I ordered from the table that where they manufactured the table, which were these little skinny things. These are not near as big nor as strong as the ones I got from Amazon. Plus, these were a hell of a lot more expensive. So I wouldn't recommend whatever that company is, Lamar. I would not recommend their table clamps. I would get them from Amazon. One tip for these too is these little ends are screwed on. So I put some of that green Loctite so it stays on there forever, so they wouldn't fall off, because they kept falling off when I was messing around with them. So anyway, I set this up next to my welder, one of my mini welders. This is the MIG 211i that I got from Lincoln, and it's kind of an idiot-proof MIG welding machine. I say idiot-proof because I have another 140 over there that was much harder to weld with. Unfortunately, I didn't have the 211 when I welded this together, so you can see some pretty crappy welds, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so the right half of the table is set up so I can use it for welding, and the left half, as you can see, is extremely thick plate steel. I tack welded it in some spots to the angle iron that's here. My son up in Kentucky gave me this. This angle iron was in the back of his barn, and it was like 12-foot lengths, and he gave it to me, and I cut it up and took all the rust off of it and cleared it so that it would be a good support on the ends. As you can see, it's pretty standard, stable base. The one kicker is that these pieces of plate steel down here, I got these thick enough to be able to weld the wheels onto the bottom of this. So that makes them really nice and sturdy. The last thing on the table that is of note is this Wilton 1760 vise. I bought this on eBay. I got it for, I think it was like 360 bucks. And it looked like it had been through the ringer. It was just a piece of crap. So I took the whole thing apart, cleaned it, fixed all the broken stuff, and put some new jaws in. I ordered these, and I also ordered these cap nuts here. But everything else, I just sandblasted it. And you can see it is super easy to move. And this is my go-to favorite vise. It's got the pipe jaws in it, which I never really find too much of a use for. One funny story here is this this back anvil piece, which is supposed to be solid. I bought a Bridgeport mill, which I'm in the middle of restoring right now, and it was the first project. I'd never used a mill before, and so when I was milling this flat so that it would be nice and pretty, all of a sudden I got some drift, and my bit dipped down into the metal and screwed it all up. So I milled it out to make a kind of cool design. It's got two little strike plates on it. I never use this for pounding anyway. Why would I? I've got 3/4 inch steel right here. But anyway, that was a funny story behind it. The other thing is the color. I think it's really cool, like aqua color. I saw some dude did a video where I think he did a giant lathe, and anyway, I like the color, so I made this with aqua as well. I do a lot of vices. There's another one over there. That's a Wilton. That was my father-in-law's before he passed away, and I'm going to fix that one up and mount it over there. But anyway, 2 vices on here seems like an excess, but I find it a luxury, and it's just fantastic. Now, cost-wise, I told you the vice was about 360 bucks, and maybe, I don't know, 100 bucks, 120 bucks in parts to fix it up and paint it and all that kind of stuff. The vise, I don't remember. I think it was like $200 or something off of Fireball, or $250. The clamps were 20 bucks a piece. This table was $600, which, if you think about it, that's not too bad, because I didn't get the legs with it, obviously, because I was using the angle, but it is set up for welding. It's a really nice solid table, and it fit perfectly with mine. It's dead on level with this table, so it's a perfect welding surface, and it was $600, I think. Now, the steel, all of the steel that's here, of course, that's not all of it, because I had to buy a bulk, so I had a bunch of extra steel, but the steel for this alone during pandemic times was right around 2,600 bucks for all of it, which is a lot, but I did get a lot of steel. There's still a bunch of steel left over there against the wall. You can see it. And then I built a base for that. Planer over there, which I fully restored, and I built a base for that horizontal bandsaw, which I hadn't restored. I bought that one new. But anyway, that's the scoop. So if anybody has any questions about it, or comments, or suggestions for future projects, so let me know. But I wanted to share that with everybody and kind of get my first video up. Thanks, and have a great day.